with any luck, we should be live, which I'll have confirmed for me in a moment. In the meantime, might as well get cracking with what I'm working on, which is the mob farm. Handy enough, down this tunnel is where I need to head to work on the mob farm and where I need to go for some resources. Oh, haste. Be careful with haste. Glowstone, please. What a handy coincidence. Might as well grab some extra. Because we haven't got a lot of glowstone at the moment. Keep using it up. It's fairly expensive. Although despite it being fairly expensive, I'm still willing to throw it all down in a very wasteful way. Then we just need some birch and some red carpet, and that tidies up the hallway. Best close the door, otherwise mobs will get into that area. Well, will spawn in that area, come out and eat my villagers, which is not ideal. Zombie groaning somewhere. Zayford, nice of you to join me. Carpet. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I'm working on a project that I'm not entirely sure how it's going to pan out. Just going with it and see what happens. Can we re-dye carpet? I forget. Just going to test this. No, we can't. We can't. We have a selection of data packs on the server which allows for certain things to be re-dyed, but obviously not carpet. So I'll just grab the regular wall. And I need birch. That'd be enough. It's the mob farm that I featured in the video that went out yesterday. Although, obviously, that was pre-recorded, and I've done a little bit of work since then, but nothing... But not fully designed, basically, because the thing I was unsure about was how big a farm to build. I think 18 will be enough. And so I've dug the basic room, and I've dug it up as to the minimal height. But it's a matter of how tall I want it to go. Might be able to hop onto my alt account later and show you what I'm talking about. Oh, 6-4. Terracotta's one which is a pain not having redying infinite. Yeah, we have that on the server, so I'm lucky with that one. But although I don't really dye terracotta very much. Nope. Oh. Ghost block. That's better. It's lovely having a haste beacon for once, but then you end up with more ghost blocks. That'll be enough. Much tidier. Oh. At some point, I'm sure I'll have a door on the other side of the hall going to something else, but I haven't decided which farm would best fit over there. Probably going to be a brewing station. Or a room of brewing stations. Yeah, I think they fixed ghost blocks at one point, and then we got them back. Yes, when they fixed them, it actually enabled a duplication bug to work, which had previously been fixed before. So ghost blocks were introduced when they changed how things were, the order of where things are figured out, whether it's on the client or on the server. And when they got rid of that ghost block thing, they introduced a duplication glitch, which is now no longer a thing because they reintroduced it. Bit dark there. Let's just pop that down. I'm forever confusing iron blocks with quartz blocks, which I know is stupid. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what I've outlined for the mob farm, so I'll quickly just go over that. Now, above me from this point, and in that direction to the corner you can see open there, is much taller than over here, as that's the footprint for the mob farm. They look similar in the inventory. Yeah, exactly. And so I'll be building layers of a mob farm up here, and the water is just above where that ladder is. In fact, this is one of the highest sections of my base, as there's a tiny little bit of an island above here, but it's still quite shallow. So I haven't got a lot of height to build lots of layers, because each layer should be 4 blocks. And so obviously that's only four layers, maybe 5 if I can squeeze the redstone at the top in the middle. But that's not a lot of layers for farming things. And the idea is that they will have flushing. They'll have a flushing system, so they flush down here and land on the hoppers down below. It's 25 block drop, so it should kill most things unless it's got feather falling. If it's got feather falling, then yeah, we might have a problem, but I can create an access chute. I've watched most recent videos, so I know roughly your plan. Wonderful! You never know, because even not everyone watches all videos, and when people do, they don't always watch it first day. So I don't want to assume people watch. And so that's the chute down where they'll fall and die. This is my lobby room, which is partly this size because this is where the door has to go, and partly this size because I wanted to have a storage silo on that wall, which is what I'm hoping to work on in this video. Not video, live stream. Because I need to work out how many different things I'm creating shulker loaders for, and then if I have regular silos, and then maybe an overflow for non-stackable stuff. When I was thinking non-stackable stuff, I'm trying to work out what things would go in various places. In fact, that's why I've grabbed these. That makes perfect sense. So, stackable stuff that I'll get plenty of from the mob farm, of course, I'll have a shulker loader for. And the first one, let's do it there. So, oops, gum poo powder, rotten flesh, and I just need to go through the list and make sure I've got everything. Everything that's significant and worthy of a shulker loader, obviously. Oh, absolutely. Storage systems is one of the best things to do. Now, I was originally thinking of piping all of this stuff into my main storage area, but then it adds a lot of redstone lag to a fairly complicated system. Gunpowder, rotten flesh, bones, string. Then there's witch drops. I'm going to do the witch drops that are worthy of sorting out, so obviously this isn't the end location of stuff, it's just where I'm thinking it out. Spider eyes. I know I'm forgetting stuff. Right, I'm going to open up another window and then I can just check the list, because I'm not going to put a shulker loader for spider eyes. It's just going to have a standard filter for it, and if I have a filter for it I can then have overflow going into lava, so it's not a problem. Mob farm drops. Wikipedia entry. Suppose it's possible to get ender pearls from some of them, but it shouldn't really happen. I'm hoping there won't be any. Glowstone, that's a good one. Again, that's a witch drop, so it's not going to be a lot of them, so it's not worth a shulker loader. And sticks. Sticks also. See, where would I be without you? Sugar. Gunpowder can have its own shulker loader just because you should get plenty from creepers. I think that's probably it. Which, it's not really many things to have. For such a big wall, maybe I want to do silos more in tune with the green silo area. Oh, it's nice when that actually works. So silos more like that might be better for the ones that I'm going to have a good amount of, like bones and rotten flesh, etc. It's difficult. Because there's also the possibility of wanting to grab multiple shulkers at a time, but no, I think we're going to end up going down duplicating this. Very casual flying, and thanks. I'm glad you thought it was impressive. Also noticeable that the cactus is nearly full on the side, which for the size of it is quite impressive. It's not a massive cactus farm, it's just reasonable. I'm really pleased with how this came out. That I like. So perhaps some silos similar to this screenshot. And we'll dig out some spacing for it. Do I have my redstone? Yes, redstone shulkers in the room next to the. Problem is when the hallway is too long. Right, let's open up my screenshot so I can have a look at it. I have plenty enough screen space to have multiple things open. That one and that one. So the wall wants to be this depth, so it'll be all like that with a chest here. If we do it similar to the green wing, I can have red, red, red. Oh, if I bring the I use that as a marker block. If I have red back there, it will be glass panes going up, and then my item frame here with a chest underneath. I'm just going to mark it out on the wall, and then we'll go from there, and same again here. 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Gunpowder, rotten flesh, bone, string. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. That feels like too short a list. Oh, I hate haste. And anyway, it was the wrong depth. 3, 4. So those are that'd be the silos, and then that gives us. We have another block gap here. And then we can start with rows of chests there on outwards. Not rows of chests, mini silos. Rather than a lit up silo, I can just have chest wall. Ah, arrows. Good point. You are proving your worth. Yeah. Arrows. That's probably one of the ones that's missing. I don't know if there's anything else missing. Let's go grab those signs. Just put them on the wall here. So, gunpowder. I'm not typing out the whole thing. Rotten flesh. Rare zombie drops. The rare zombie drops, I think you only get them when you kill them. And I won't be killing them. It'll be kill from death. They shouldn't drop carrots, potatoes and iron unless you kill them with a looting sword. And as well as that, I'm planning on having... So it'll be... Whoop. Let's go there. It'll be a wall of chests here. To that point, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4. That point. I could just move it over one more block and then have... No, actually, that works out perfectly with the width of the room, because then it goes there. So if I then have another set of chests over here, I can have overflow. So anything that's not covered by those. I'm pretty sure that those are from player kills only, but it's still potential of things dropping in and other things that are possible, like potions or... Yeah, so I'll have an overflow protection which will cover things like carrots and potatoes if any ever drop in, because it can just be in a chest thing here. And that gives me a little bit of a wall here and a little bit of a wall here that just need some kind of decoration. Doesn't need to be anything particularly special. I'll have a torch, please, up there, because that could be very dark. And up there. Yeah, that could work. I was very unsure about how much space I would need for things, and I knew that I wouldn't be wouldn't be able to do silos for stuff like glass bottles because it's just not worth it, and B, it's a bit of a waste of space to have a silo for all those things and everything. Every time a glass bottle comes in, it will travel all the way down to the bottom. Bones. Arrows. Use aphod are a genius. Then it's just a matter of how big a chest we want over here for all the other stuff. Let's place these bits down first. I'll have that, please. I'm thinking of how I'm going to frame this, because I've got loads of chests. I'll want to have item frames above them or below them. I suppose potentially we could have something like that with a chest underneath for each of them. There's no reason not to do that. And it doesn't have to be that high. It could be quite a low one, and then it gives me a bit of space on the wall that I could do a bit of decorating or some kind of pattern. Or I could rope someone else in to do some sort of pattern, which is probably more likely. Glowstone. Sugar. Oops, sugar. Sure, why not? Bottles. Redstone, sticks, and spider eyes. That's definitely a zombie groaning. Redstone, sticks, and spider eyes. Redstone, sticks, Spider eyes. There. Now what I'm going to do is use my amazing computer to log onto my alt account, and then I can just have a quick look at the silos and work out how much height I need for them. Fairly sure of how much space it needs, but sugarer sounds like it's European pluralization of sugar. Could be. It probably is. There's enough languages out there that it wouldn't surprise me if one was. Well, one did have it as sugarer. ASMR time, give me a moment. Tea. Which reminds me, I have a few commands I need to test out at some point. T command still works. I'm hoping you. What's the word? Frequent. You often have tea. You're a man of good taste and style, class. Oh, I've logged on my alt and I can see my account. That's perfect. Wow. Also, I can see my creeper farm's working. Just flew past it. There's 4 creepers shooting up the water stream. Green wing. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but it's not a huge deal for the minute. Right. I know what I'm doing now. Do you buy from Amazon? You could help support me by making your Amazon purchases through this link. I've even fixed it, so I've got a US and a UK link. Alright, just because you're not on your own and lonely like me, don't need to bring it up all the time. It's just me and the cat today in the house. Everyone else is out. Speaking of the cat, she's on the windowsill. Oh. She's laying on her side in the on the windowsill in the sun. I've got my curtain pulled so the sun's not glaring on my screen. I just pulled back the curtain. She's laying there completely dead to the world, just asleep. Cats love lounging in the sun. Yes, that's what crazy cat people say. With a cat, you're never truly alone. This cat's my baby. No, it isn't. It's a cat. We get rid of this oak. And ladders. Oh, I'm sure I had loads of chests in there. Did someone... Okay. I don't know where all the chests went. Now I'm doing that thing where you try and work out where on earth you last used loads of chests, because I don't know where they would have gone, because there was like 50 in there. Oh well, let's grab what I have in here, and I have no redstone dust. That's fine. Why do I need redstone dust? I need lamps. I might have used it for hoppers. It wouldn't surprise me. It's one thing that we've got plenty of is iron, but wood is something that I go through a fair bit of it, and we don't have a wood source. I've just been buying from Bex, which I don't think she minds, especially with the new farm. I'm missing an anvil. More glowstone, please. Oh, and redstone. I need redstone and glowstone. I've been really enjoying this map where I've basically not been digging. Apart from to make space. I'm not digging for resources. I'm just using these guys and go, yeah, can I have some glowstone, please? And suddenly, things that normally were quite expensive and hard to get hold of, like glowstone, was a pain. Yeah, got over a stack of it. Plenty. If I remember, let's see. Nope, no chest in there. Nope, no chest in there. So offload that, and I'll make myself another crafting bench. You know that thing that I've probably got 10 of in the storage area, and never think to grab. Oh, I know where there's redstone dust. I've been making a habit of when I've been trading with the... Whenever I've been going past the villagers and I've got emeralds, I just buy some redstone dust. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. And yeah, I'm sure I've got some in here, but not many. And I'll use up more than a stack. Oh, I forgot glowstone was purchasable. Yeah, I have a bunch of crafting tables in my ender chest most of the time. Yeah. Mine are in the storage area in the miscellaneous woods chest. Scaffolding block. Like that. So the ceiling is up to there. Do I want the light going up to the top or one block shy of the top? I think I'll go one block shy. Then have lanterns up the middle. So excuse me. Thank you. I think that balances, and I'm pretty sure Hushbug will want to do something with the ceiling, which will mean that that extra block space is useful and lines up with these ones. So yeah, that'll work. Give me chests. It always surprises me how few chests you get out of things and how quickly you go through them. Especially when you're using double chests, of course, for a silo. And you go, well, okay, for each lantern there's 2 chests and a hopper. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 3, 21. Well, that's 21 chests gone just in that section, let alone the outputs. I want you. But in the past, I've just used Hushbug for that sort of thing. Because she quite enjoys relaxing, cutting down trees. My sort of relaxing is just flying around the end. Which makes us both weird, just in different ways. Although they are very large, being a whole metre high. Yeah. And then again, lots of things are very large if you think about them in metre high scales in Minecraft. Just trying to think what blocks are also a metre that you wouldn't expect them to be that big. Oh, torch, of course. Hello, Gorilla Dude. Nice of you to join us. Yeah, something like that. This might be looking a bit familiar. I was going to do something different, but Zaphod convinced me that, you know, this would be the best way of doing it. And there's no proof to the contrary. Zombie. My chill thing recently has been with the skelly hunting. Funny enough, I was doing that yesterday. Well, not yesterday, Thursday. And that's in the video that I just uploaded today. Although that doesn't come out for a while. I've been trying to record as quickly as possible so that I've got a video each, or 2 a week. And I backlogged a little bit over Christmas and I'm getting caught up now because they're going live quicker than I can bake them. I need to check what my new commands are that I've unlocked. I've also added new channel point things, which Gorilla Dude will probably be looking out for. Was that this one? I know I gave a shout out to you recently in a video. I can't remember whether it was this one or a different one. Oh, speaking of shout outs for you, there's your new villagers are all done. And I don't know if Zacthedragon was aware of it, but I was using channel points. People were able to spend them on naming villagers in my base. Obviously, I still have the power to veto if it's offensive or really bad. But if it's reasonable, then yeah, we've been doing that. So, Gorilla Dude has been on a theme lately, where he's been naming all of the villagers that I buy my quartz from. We'll go and have a look in a moment, because I can't remember what the names are. Oops. Made a hole. It's looking alright. I'm getting very little sound when flying. Right, so of the stonemasons that he's named, we have... Hang on. Misery, discomfort, despair, and regret. So yeah, he's been busy. Saving up all his points just to name things. Misery, despair, etc. As I'm here. Misery, would you like some stone? I have to make an effort to try and get rid of some stone because I have a few shulker boxes full. And while I'm here, of course, it repairs my pick and gets me a few blocks of quartz. No, I'm not going to do all of them right now, just occasionally topping up.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
If I had camera on, you would see that I'm bouncing my head like I'm down with this music. I'm really cool. Why am I going to the greenway? I like that tune. Yeah, let's have a quick... Let me tab out and have a look at my new command. So I added a few to it. So there is a new derp counter, which when I make a big mistake, then we use the derp counter. It's just exclamation mark derp. Not unless I make a mistake. I haven't made one yet. Well, not one significant enough. I think the followage one should now work. What else have I added? I added a couple commands for boom and mic because occasionally people ask about my microphone, and so it made sense to add exclamation mark mic and boom for that. Yeah, that's probably about it. The other things I've added are related to players that, or not players, viewers, that's the word, and their ability to join in and do exclamation mark on their name, etc. 2.2.2. Oh yeah. And that also checks that the command works, which is appreciated, because of course I can't follow myself, so I can't test it. What was I doing? Let's just head back to where I was. Then I'll remember and have to turn around again. Oh, Silas. Gorilla Dude beats you there, but not by a lot, blimey. I'm really surprised how close you two are on time. So behind this wall it needs to be 2 blocks. Oops. And we'll leave the wool in for now. Yeah, 31 hours. Is that the last one? I'm assuming that's... It is, and that's gunpowder. Oops, forgot about the sign. Oh. And I can't fly under it. It's the last one there. Just do all of this mining out. There's probably going to be a waterlogged cave, whatever they're called, cavern. Words. Oh, haste is the best. And what I'm going to do is just place some lanterns underneath the wall blocks, so it lights up the area without getting in the way. Hello, Mog. Cat's woken up and is stretching off. I did tell you there'd be water back here. Oh. Oh, typical. Quite a big cave as well. And I don't have sponges. So what I'm going to do instead is just wall it off and fill it in. We could do with some lighting though. Yeah, but this haste is my own beacon. The last one was borrowed. So I was more reluctant to borrow one because it felt a bit like stealing. But I borrowed it for the from Enigma for the kelp farm. Yeah. I like the fact that lanterns aren't washed away by water though. So if I go like that and like that, that's a bit better. I can now see what I'm doing, and of course it's important for you guys because I know that streamed videos are always darker than it is on my screen. I don't know why, it just is. You didn't even want a beacon until I made you borrow one. Yes. Enigma's scary, I don't want to steal his beacon. And this really isn't the best way to fill this out. I probably don't need to go any further than this point to fill in. I should go grab some air. Drowning. Quick breather and cup of tea. That's better. I don't think the redstone needs to come quite this far back. But there will need to be some redstone down here because of course there'll be a sorting system, so I need space for comparators and repeaters and redstone dust, etc. And when you're dealing with that, if you then have to expand it at any point, realise that water leaks through, your redstone quickly disappears. Oh. In fairness, beacons don't have that large a range given how many resources they need, so it can understand not bothering with them. Yeah, it was necessary for the kelp farm though. And I was resisting it for quite a while. I shouldn't do that block. Quite a while. Gorilla Dude was definitely right with, yeah, you should really use the beacon for it. It was never a matter of resources to build the beacon, it's more of a resources to get the beacon. I didn't have with the skeleton skulls. Oh, we've run out of stuff. Sure, that'll work. Who doesn't fill in holes with quartz? Suppose it does tell me which bit I can knock out without having to worry about water. And then he runs out of quartz. And air. Quartz. Dare I resort to iron? Maybe. I just used the trap it in bedrock thing, but that wasn't just for my benefit. I've fought wild withers. In fact, I've fought multiple at a time before. And yeah, it's difficult, but it's not something that worries me. I summoned it in the bedrock so that I could get Hushbug to join me and she'd get the achievement. As it turned out, it didn't go that well. In that she decided to attack an Enderman. Enderman killed her, then I killed the Enderman and the Wither. So I got the achievement, but Hushbug didn't. She died. But she did pick up the fight with the Enderman. So who's to blame? Oops. That one. Dewatering with flex. Try that again. Dewatering with quartz is a flex. No, it's the block that I've got to hand, and it's fairly quick to break. Although then again, I've got a haste beacon, so it's all pretty quick to break. Oh, that's so satisfying. The Wither is easy compared to bedrock. You put it in the end a long tunnel and blow it through a too high tunnel. You can do. I've done it in the wild in the end. So where someone set off like 4 or 5 of them and then had to help with the cleanup. Which is all doable. It's not a huge problem. But I've done it the difficult way. I'll leave that redstone torch in, that's fine. Redstone lamp. I should try an achievement run of bedrock at some time. That sounds like a good idea. I mean, when you do, feel free to send me the link up. I'll check it out. I haven't played bedrock per se. I first played Minecraft on the Xbox 360. That was my first time I ever played Minecraft, and I played on there with Hushbug, in fact. And then, after many years of playing on 360 and Xbox One, I said to her that I really wanted to try Java so we could play on a server, just for the community side of it. And so we joined Vanilla High, which is a place I've made plenty of videos on. Right, let me catch up with chat. I should try. Yep, it takes so long. You have to trade for 1,000. You have to trade for 1,000 emeralds. Oops. I need that torch. Right. My most recent wither fight I did as an elytra flying fight. I've done that for the dragon where you say I'm not going to touch the ground. That's fun. I've never tried with a wither. It's not a bad idea. Interesting. You know those signs that I made? I'm going to have to knock them out at some point to place these chests. Now, in the other silos, what I did was a single chest at the bottom, which does limit how much I can put out at a time. The other thing I could do is a double chest, but it doesn't look as pretty, so it's like that at the end, rather than like that. Oh, that's difficult. I think I'll go with the aesthetic. Even though it's completely pointless to do it that way. It just looks better. Yes, trade for 1k emeralds and a full powered beacon. You mean as in the 6 lights? Beams, that's the word. Wow, my brain just forgot the word beam. I'm going to do single chests here as well. Makes sense, I think. And then we'll have overflow over here, which can be double chests. Obviously going higher than that. I didn't know that was what the achievements were now. I'm kind of curious to try it, but I'm pretty sure I'd also get bored before I get to 1,000 emeralds. You're always the one that says you build for fun. A bit of both, but I would say I lean towards function more than aesthetics. I don't think anything I've built is ever particularly pretty. It's all right, and it works. The difference between having a double chest at the bottom and a single chest at the bottom is, am I gonna need to grab multiple shulkers worth out at a time? Nah, not really. And worst case scenario, if I need to, I could just enter in the back and then grab them out of the chests. So it's not a big deal. Let's work with gunpowder first, and then I can wait for it. I want that, and I don't want quartz. Why would you want that? Because I'm feeling special. Very special. What I want to do is have iron under those chests so that it looks a little bit better. Just flexing with my iron blocks, you know. I don't like the idea of people seeing stone or quartz around it. Iron looks just nicer. And yes, I said nicer. Is it a word? No. Do I care? Nope. I'm pretty sure you can't really see the iron behind there, or you wouldn't really notice if it was iron or quartz, but iron is cheaper for me, which sounds ridiculous. I have more iron than I have quartz, and I have a supply of iron that's automated, whereas quartz I have to trade for it. Requires effort. I did put iron beneath that one, didn't I? Yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5. I think I used iron for all the comparators on the last silo. Oops. Sorry. Hole. 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's quite nice that I've got enough. Unexpected, but nice. It's a bit dark back here. What I'm going to do is just shut that door. Shut that door. Just so if anything does spawn here, it's only going to kill me. Shouldn't kill anything important. Tea. Yeah, that'll work. Thinking. Grab some torches or lanterns. I know I've got glowstone just outside, but I'd rather have lanterns just because they're a little bit cheaper. And also, they're only here. Lanterns. Doesn't even notice. Doesn't even notice what? What did I miss? Oh. Ah, I see. I notice now. You're flexing your cash. Because you got loads and loads of channel points. Oh, I understand. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't show channel points redemptions on my chatbot window, which is what I normally have open to look at chat. I might have to see if there's a way of fixing that. Or I'll have to change to using my regular Streamlabs to check. I will look into that. Lanterns? Lanterns. I notice now. I'm sorry. Let's just put these. And yes, I know that's overkill, but it does also mean that I can walk over here like this. Yep, using lanterns as stepping stones. Right, so I will also need some more iron blocks and comparators. Iron blocks. Go there. Well, what am I missing from there? What did I borrow? That's really going to bug me now. I'll think of it later, I'm sure. There should be broken lanterns. What, just for aesthetics? Put one in. Goes there. And get rid of that. I can understand that. It'd look cool. Or if you had a lantern and you could turn it off somehow, even like use a shovel on it, turns it off in the same way as a campfire. That'd be cool, interesting, different. Let's have this side first. If it goes, oh, like that, we can then have comparator going in like that. So if this fills up, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Like if they were touched water, they'd turn off. Suppose, although I was using them just a minute ago where they were touching water and I don't want them to turn off. Campfires don't turn off when they touch water, do they? We'll also need more headspace here. Oh, I hadn't actually dug it all the way up yet. Always dig when you haven't got a hopper. Out. Right. I also hate that I can't place this hopper without jumping. No? What do you mean no? No what? What did I say that was stupid? And again. There's going to be a lot of gunpowder to fill this up. Did I just hear it drowned? Oh, that's fine. That would be the mob farm there. Be just there, and that would be the last one that feeds into a redstone lamp. Oh, wow, words. I haven't yet, no. I kind of wanted to do the sorting system first, which might sound stupid, but it's not as stupid as it might sound. Because, of course, all of the drops that come out from it, I've then got to sort out, and I'm also not sure how tall I'm going to be building the mob farm. Excuse me? Yes, so the mob farm's definitely going here. Is a matter of how tall I make it. As Zacthedragon has already heard this, so apologies to Zacthedragon for repeating myself. Now, a layer is 4 blocks. So, of course, the floor for the next one would be... there? Yeah, there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could get 4, maybe 5 layers in beneath the ocean floor. I heard a drowned. I was worried that I heard a drowned, and then I was confused when there was light, because I thought that might be a cave or something, and then realised, oh no, it's just the mob farm. Although it's not a complete mob farm. This is the mob farm area. It's the area I've dug out for the mob farm. I made the mistake of doing a Guardian farm sorting system after the farm, and it was a pain having drops arriving before it was done. Yep, been there before. Although when I did that, I ended up just diverting everything to a pile of lava while I was... So I built my sorting system on vanilla high, and then went, oh, this isn't really going to work. And so I had to rebuild it. And while I was rebuilding it, I disabled the old system and just diverted the excess into lava, because things were coming in too quickly. Hopper? Yeah, I did it that side on the first module. Boop. Boop. And in theory, because we're on a server where sometimes I'm the only one online. Yes, I'm still the only one online, even though there's 2 of me. The spawn rates are pretty good. Oh. And there's potential for a good amount of drops. So I've wanted to sort out this system so that it can handle plenty of drops. So I might put multiple sorters in for each silo. I built a sugarcane sorting system and it produces too much that the sorter can't keep up. Yep, I've seen people do that before, especially with zero-tick farms. Now, this thing here, so I'll show you what I've done so far. So since the last stream, I showed this area and it was just a room with a hole dug out in the middle. I've put half of the hoppers pointing one direction, half going to the other, and there's an item stream going up from both. I just need to fill in the water here. And then have the items carry around on an item there in water over the top of the sorters. So each silo I could have 1, 2, or even 3 sorters collecting items, so if they back up, it's not an issue. And everything will be coming in waves because the system turns on to flush everything out. You get loads of drops, and then there's a backlog for a little while, and then it turns off again, so things can start spawning. So it's more just to handle peak amounts. Hey, I made it through. The problem is I can't reach. Can't jump. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, the sugarcane farm that I've got is exactly the right size that any more would start backlogging. Backlogging? You know what I mean. So I have 2 modules feeding into a single chest, but each module is the right number that if with any more it would be a problem. But as it is, it sits exactly stable, which I'm really happy with, but it's Neil Mango design, so I can't take credit for that. And I'd never built a 0-tick. Oh, I need more comparators. I never built a 0-tick sugarcane farm before, and so I used the opportunity to try it, just see how it is different. And it's not something I'm a huge fan of because I quite like just building large sugarcane farms. It's something about having a large farm where you can see it working. It's quite satisfying to have that sense of grandeur. And so when you have something where you go, oh yeah, well this farm is 3 blocks by 5 blocks, and it produces sugarcane much faster than that tall thing over there with, you know, hundreds of sugarcane plants, it just doesn't look as good. Where is my... So I have my sugarcane farm in the Red Wing. And yes, we were just in the Red Wing. I'm aware. So this is my sugarcane farm. Ignore the rails on the floor. This is to move villagers, which occasionally come from over that way. Or were coming from over that way. Not anymore, because I've disabled the villager breeder. But when this is turned on, which it can't be at the moment because I've lost 2 comparators, 2 repeaters from down here. I need to replace those. It flows in at a perfect speed that you do not back up. If there were one more module, it would be a problem. So that's my 0-tick sugarcane farm copied from Ilmango. It's interesting and different. But I still prefer the big automatic farms with multiple plants. It's just my thing. It's not always about how fast something is. Sometimes it's just to be different. I'm not saying you shouldn't care how fast it is. It's just sometimes you have fun doing it your way. I mean, this isn't the fastest cactus farm. Definitely not the fastest bamboo farm because I haven't set it to auto-harvest. But it's satisfying doing that. And then watching them all disappear. Again, not someone else's design, just mine and different. I like it. But we're heading to the yellow wing because I need comparators. I can't decide if I think 0-tick farms are too OP to use or not. I think the coolest farm would be one with a harvesting flying machine that goes across a field of crops. I think the important thing is to try and be different and have fun. And I built a 0-tick one here because I found it interesting and wanted to play around with it. But going forwards, I'd probably just make another large sugarcane farm. Because I think they are a little bit overpowered. Just because something is possible in Minecraft doesn't mean it's the way I want to play. It's 3 stone, redstone, 2 redstone torches, 1 quartz. No, 3 redstone torches. Torches? Oh. Oh. Well, while we're here. Let's just unload my exit stuff and then we'll go grab the supplies I need. So if I want a stack, I have 3 stacks of stone, 1 stack of quartz. Oh, alright. 57 quartz. I'm always short on quartz. And not because I make things out of quartz, different kind of quartz. Quartz blocks. Fine with quartz blocks. So we need some redstone and some sticks. Simple. It depends. Some people find great fun in building the most efficient way of doing things. It's personal choice. No. Yes. I've done that before where I've clicked and it's come up with the wrong recipe. Not the wrong recipe, but just not the recipe I want. I like Zero Tick because I don't get mad at flying machines. It's just personal. Nothing wrong one way or another. Oh, would help if I ate. Right, give me redstone dust. Okay. Redstone dust? Join a growing community of awesome people by clicking that follow button. It's free! You can't get much better value than that, can you? My bot doesn't have a voice. Although I could technically program it to play a recording when it speaks. But then you're already hearing enough of my voice. Probably don't want to hear anymore. Nearly enough. Oh. Someone actually closed the door. I'm so used to doors being left open. And normally I blame Hushbug. Dust and torch and comparators.
Well, look what the rocket dropped off. It's TP.
TP! Whenever that starts playing, I have a big grin on my face. Not just because, of course, I enjoy your company here, but also because I just really like how that recording came out. First stop in a while at work. Okay. I know what you meant. Quick flyby visit, because you're supposed to be busy. We're working on my mob farm. Or future mob farm. I should stop calling it the mob farm when there isn't technically one yet. And I'm building silos, which will look very familiar to you because you've seen my videos and you know what my silos look like in the Green Wing. Is it bad that I like having the ceiling at the same height for everything? It's probably a bit daft. Oh, enough that that bothers me. Yeah, much tidier. That's the one on top of the concrete pillar, so then this bit over here we can just dig up. I know what you meant. How's your day at work going though? Is it a busy day at work or a nice day at work? Well, that's one way to get down. Oh. Damn it. Never mind over an open hopper. Also, I need to change those to be stairs. I think I can reach them. Yeah, I can. Stone cutter? Stone cutter. No, I had one. And we'll take the quartz blocks. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I'm going to lose my signs though doing this, but I'm sure I can figure it out. Worst case scenario, I have to ask you guys. That is not a stair. That is a stair. And now I can grab my chest and block a quartz out. Now, because I'm forced to be crouching here, I'm assuming... Oh. I thought it did the same as crouching. Never mind. There. If only I left myself a way to get to the next module, that would have been clever. Look at Zaphod being popular. Oh. And we're free. Free as the wind. Speaking of which, I did have a quick look at the VOD for the last live stream, and I chuckled each time the fart noise was played. So it definitely works. And Truck Pipe seems to enjoy it quite a lot. Oh. Gunpowder. String, rotten flesh? Yeah, string, rotten flesh. String. Rotten flesh. And then we'll lose these ones because we need to place stair. Bones. Let me through. Probably wasn't smart putting all those wool in. I could have just left it as is, and then we can reach around. Ooh, that sounded bad. You know what I meant. Arrows. That works quite nicely. Right, back to placing all these ridiculous amount of chests. Oop. And as I said, I'd probably run out of chests. We're not far from that point already. So, as you guys are in chat, any thoughts on how tall we should make the mob farm? Do we just go up to the ceiling where it currently is dug out to, or do we breach into the ocean and potentially make a building overland? The tower to world height. Technically possible. I'd prefer not to. The thing is, with our base as it is, there is very little you see from flying above. It looks nicely terraform a volcano over it. Yeah, because that's well within my ability range. Our base is nicely hidden, and you only see a little bit of it when you fly past. I like the subtlety of the underground base, and then you can, when you do come down here, you go, wow, it's quite big and impressive down here. Oh, ow. Rip. I've lost that chest, and I'm not too worried about it. Although there's a good chance that I fall back down. Yeah, not a lot of work. It's not really the work, it's just I wouldn't know where to begin. A big task. In fact, we can go have a look at it. Let's... Rockets, because although I haven't actually put the ladder all the way up, which would have been smart, oh. Well, that didn't work at all. I'm just going to go grab the ladders. I have some. It's not enough, though. Just make a tropical island with a big building poking out the middle of it. Right, we have ladders. I have not been defeated. I've just rethought my strategy. I hate how beacons are a real pain to see through. I know you want them to show, but wait, yeah, still. So the mob farm kind of lines up with over here as one corner, and then basically the opposite corner of this island. It's pretty much centered on the mob farm. So it's quite plausible to have a building stretching out of the ocean, but it's a matter of, does it stretch out of the ocean floor, or do I build an island that's bigger than the footprint of the mob farm and then have it stretching out of that, and then how tall does it go from there? No, just the surface of the island. Well, the thing is that it surfaces underwater, so the gap here is what, 3 blocks? Because over here in the extreme corner it's 2 blocks, and if I go any higher, water leaks in. Just make an island with some palm trees and a castaway Zac. Okay. Because you want me to be abandoned on my own? Oh. What the? Ooh. They're pretty. Come on. Fly. Fly. Right. There's the kernel space. That's ours, which is nice and subtle at the moment. Now, of course, if we build the building, it's 26 blocks by 21, so it's quite sizable. It would be very noticeable and very square, because let me change one more. Disconnect. Single player world. Test world. Yes, I know you can hear my world. Give me a moment. We fly out. I'm just getting to the right point, then I'll change screens back over. And back to Minecraft. Right. So that's the actual dimensions of the farm. Now, it doesn't have to be that tall, but it is still quite a big squarey thing. That side's been squared off, so I've got a little slot down here to force the redstone up, and this side would just be the same for symmetry. So it's a big chunky block. Could take it to about the height of the island and then make the island bigger to cover it all. Yeah. That was one of the options that I was talking about, is whether I bring up to just a little bit taller and build an island around it to cover it up. All possible. And perhaps build something on that little island, like a little shack. Because realistically, I do need a little bit more height in the middle, but not a lot, just to cover this. So a little shack would probably fit that fairly well. But the water stream needs to be basically this height. So the top of the building is really flat, actually. It needs to be here all the way across. Oh, look, it works. A castaway home. Maybe. I mean, I've done a small house on a small island before. Not a bad idea. Right. I'm not going yet. I just need to visit the little boy's room, so I'll be back in a moment. I need a wee. Back in a bit. And we're back. Let me just put my headphones back on. Anything important happen? Any messages? No, we're fine. Let me go back. Although, oh look, polls initiated. Obviously, as I made these cards before the event, I'm sitting here in the past thinking about what to say to you future people. But all I really want to discuss is, what's the future like? I've always wondered what may come. I'm sure technology has progressed beyond even my wildest imagination. I bet you've solved poverty by now, answered most of the universe's big questions, and I bet we still cannot agree whether cats or dogs are better, though. I influenced you to add an American link. You did. See, I do listen. Right, Minecraft. Hey, I'm back. Yeah, I think Safeod's idea of building out to the bottom of the floor, bottom of the ocean is definitely doable. And then, so what I'll probably do is extend it to the top of the ocean level, and then that blocks out the water. And I can then decide to build it taller or cap it off at that point. Or yeah, that seems like a good idea, Safeod. But yes, I agree. It'd be great. I might have to rope someone in, though, to help me make it look natural. That's just a village. This testing world is very, very small. Not a lot in here. But I tend to make a new testing world when I'm building things. I don't tend to use this one. Us fat Americans use Amazon more than you UK people because we don't want to go to the store. Not true. I think Brits like using it quite a lot too. The biggest difference is it's also more welcome there because you have bigger distance. This is just, oh, my heart just jumped out my chest. Give me one moment while my heart rate goes back down to normal. A lot of the states is quite spread out. I could live my life without a car. There's not many places you can do that in America. Oh. Right. That phantom did make me jump. I'm assuming my audio's okay at the moment. Yeah, looks good. Just thought I hadn't checked it since I got back. chests, please. Probably not going to last very long, is it? I'll make up the rest. Chests. And I think there's... While there might be a lot of issues with overweight in the US, I don't think we're far behind. Which is worrying. And also very baffling how, strangely, the more affluent a country is, the more likely people are to suffer from obesity in it and have worse food or less healthy food. Oh, excuse me. Which makes no sense at all. No, that wasn't too bad. I just realised, Grilla Dude, you're number 2. Because Truck Pipe's holding the number 1 position. That's not a... Don't worry about it. It just surprised me. I suppose it's been a little while since they reset recently. The top board resets every week. Wow, that was a struggle for my brain for some reason. 1, 2, and then we got one more. Again, not there. 1, 2. Is that an Alexis I see in chat? Well, not in chat, in user list. You know what I mean. Don't mock me. Alexis, who was streaming yesterday, and I didn't get to join much of the stream. I was a bit busy. Just pretend I didn't fall off there. Barry! The US has 10% more. Okay. Maybe it's oh. Did that on quartz, didn't I? Yes. Try iron blocks instead. We don't want to waste our quartz when we got iron to throw at things. It's still not good. Comparing bad statistics on bad things. How's your weekend going, Barry? It's nice of you to drop in. Right, knock this wall out because it's in my way now. Oh, I'm forever misplacing chests. And first hopper goes this side. I think we've got enough to finish this module. Suits me, because then I can work on the mob farm. Oh. Alright, Barry's flexing. There's 2 of you doing that now. So I added a couple new things to the channel points. It was flex, big flex, and I think it was a scary night. I forget, was that what I called it? Assuming I enabled that. Let me check. Yeah, Scary Night. Which is the one I'm most terrified of people using at the moment. Scary Night basically means... I think there should be a description if you try and redeem it, but it means that I go out and spend a night outside with monsters trying to attack me. And I can only... I think the rules I set are that I can take 3 things with me. Although if people start redeeming that... It's only 1 per stream, I think. If people start redeeming that, then I will need to put a clock somewhere in my base so I can tell when it's nighttime. Because as I'm underground, I rarely notice when it's nighttime, as it has very little impact on me. Oh. Well, that didn't work. There. Iron blocks and comparators. Yep, we have those. We have the technology. We can rebuild him and make him stronger. Nope. Close. Make one where you have to give up an item of their choice. Explain what you mean by that. That'll work. Ouch. My legs. So that's the silos hooked up with the redstone lamps. Obviously I'll need to do the sorting thing, but that'll be something for when I do the water streams. I'm streaming. Not my nose. Yeah, I've been thinking through other things to do with channel points, and so I turned off the name a villager for now, just because I've got quite a lot of named villagers, and I wanted to try other things and see how they work out. The name of villager will probably come back at some point. It might be at the same cost, might be different. It depends on how things go. Like you would have to burn an item in your inventory that they choose. No, we're not doing that. Not burn, but he picks 4 and the person picks 1 that you can't use. Yeah, but then people would always just choose the one that I need the most. So I'd end up going, oh, that's broke. I'd end up going, okay, so let's just check what I set the rules for. I think I set it as 3 items. He can use 3 inventory slots. So that would be me clearing out all of my inventory, including my armor. And I can put 3 things in. So I could choose a shield, a sword, food. It'd probably be the most sensible 3 to take. Although maybe a chest plate instead of a shield. If you allowed me an extra item to choose, you'd pull off the one that would be useful to me. I kind of need 3. So for example, I had chest plate, leggings, sword, and food. You'd go, well, we'll take the sword then, and they go, oh, but by you having the choice to delete one, it makes it a bit too tough. And then the argument would be, well, I could take 2 swords with me, a chest plate, and food. Then you go, well, we'll take the food then. I need that. I def gonna burn your singular torch. Huh? What singular? Oh. You could do, but I don't know if I could last a whole night with 1 stack of rockets, and that wasn't my intention. My intention was spend a night. So yeah, technically, I suppose the rules don't restrict that, but what I meant by that was me finding somewhere dark, not civilization. We'll have 3 items and stand there. No, that wouldn't be spending the night. That would be skipping the night. So I know there are technically ways that I could use the loophole, but I'm not going to, because it kind of spoils the fun for you. Big brain move. Barry beat the system. Yeah, he likes to try and beat the system, but that's not the point. It would be me in the dark, somewhere where there's no lights, with mobs around, trying to survive for 8 minutes. Is that the time of night? I forget. And there are things that I could do to make it really easy. Like, I'll just grab an ender pearl and sit at the top of that jungle tree. Well, I could do that, but it ruins the fun. And it's not my intention to do that. Oh yeah, I was thinking, why did I come here? I needed to set my spawn. Hopefully it's still nighttime. Because I died not that long ago and ended up at the tent. Because I keep sleeping. I keep sleeping at the tent because I'm at spawn. And that means I haven't slept in probably a couple weeks of game time. And phantoms will spawn for me. That's my private exit to the storage room. Concrete, we'll take that. I think we're going to unload quite a lot of this stuff. I'll take the stone brick actually. And we'll go work on the layers of the farm. I will need quartz though. Don't have a lot in there. Ooh, I've got more in the chest. I wonder what Hushbug's up to, if she's planning on helping me out. Because with what I'm doing at the moment, I'm not sure she can help very much. She's up there. No idea what she's doing. Make one for 2k, that means you have to say yeet. I just said it. You know, why pay 2,000 points when, if you ask me nicely, I'll say it. You can tell by the look on her face she's not impressed. Yep. I have torches. Oh, I do need that. Enjoying the stream? I make videos too. You all know that. Now, with the viewing window at the front, of course, you will be able to see some of these layers. So I'm using quartz where you'll be able to see it, and stone brick where you can't. Just try and make it look prettier. Make one for... Why are all these channel points ideas of yours trying to make my life harder? Why are none of them, you know, make my life easier? Why not have, you know, you pay this channel points and I'll pay you channel points and you can eat it sweet. I have strawberry licorice on my desk, for example. That would be a very cool idea in my book. But no, you want me to throw items of mine into lava. You're just evil. What I'll probably do is use my camera account and I can go over to right area. I can see what angle I can get away with. Okay, that's yeah. Right, stone cutter. That needs to be up one more block, and then the floor comes out on that height. Ooh. One moment. Sorry about that. That was the house phone. It rang very subtly and made me jump. That'd be too much. Make one for 5k and you eat sweets. I don't need paying to eat sweets. I could eat sweets anytime I like. And now you're mentioning it, I'm thinking about it. Like 100 Just start the stream and end it in a 30-second period. No. Alright. Oh. Licorice. So that needs to go at that point. And then I need a floor coming out from there. Some of it will need to be quartz slabs, some of it can be stone brick slabs. But I've got my alt account open on the other side of the screen so I can see at what point I need to do which. The reason I'm building it out of slabs rather than full blocks is I don't want bats spawning in here. Yeah, like that. ASMR chewing sound. Yum yum. Pretty sure you'll be able to see from. Yeah. I don't know what I can give Hushbug to do. These are sour. Ugh. Right. So from the side, I can see quite a long way up actually. But that's probably the last block. So I can place stone brick slabs from there. Cutter. Yeah, I can't see that. So we'll do the same on this side. Just got to work it out. Work out where the line is for vision. And it's like one view, but here in Saskatchewan. I just woke up. Where? Saskatchewan? Oh, nope. I give up. Don't think you can see that one. No, you can't. We're okay. Be around there. Like a so. I'm pretty sure you can't see this one. You can see this one. Right. So it's going to be a diagonal from that point, probably. Saskatchewan. Okay. I shouldn't try and pronounce things. I fail. Pretty normally. Ow. Just clicking slabs and then having to break the whole thing. That's the right height. Yeah, that's definitely right. So what we're going to do is knock out that torch and place down some lanterns out here. Yeah, we got a fair bit of space in here to build multiple layers. When I get to doing the top layer that I can reach, it'll then be a matter of probably building up the walls around in the ocean, and then I can fill in the area with dirt or stone, whatever. Maybe quartz. This is very similar to the design that I built for Vanilla High, just a little bit bigger and toggleable, with a few alterations. So with this in the past I didn't have slabs here, I had full blocks. The reason for that, the reason to change them is how many bats I seem to spawn if I'm using full blocks. Of course bats don't spawn the underside of slabs. If you're wondering, it's in Canada. Okay. I speak Canadian. Don't Canadians just talk English and French? Although, there's probably more languages in Canada than just those two. I always think of French Canadian, English Canadian. Yeah, that works. We some things weird. We say some things weird. I know what you meant. Ooh, thunder. Pretty sure I don't need to do this. What's that be? That one? Yep. Trying to be as cheap as possible for a change. Like hay for all you is straw. I know the word straw and I know the word hay. I don't know when. It's one, not the other. That one needs to be as well. Okay. Unfortunately, I'll need to do this for higher levels as well. But that... Oh, it needs to go all the way back. Unfortunately. And even needs to replace some of these bricks. Or stone bricks. Ow. Doop. There. Yeah, I've heard them called straw bales. I don't know if that's a Canadian thing. Oh, did I turn all my quartz blocks? And now I can't get it. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. So, we all learn something each day. I've always heard the bales called hay bales, but I've heard straw for the same stuff when not in bales. I don't know when it's one, not the other. But I think most people are familiar with both terms, and if you said to someone straw bales or hay bales, they'd know what you're talking about. Either way. Bye bye. Don't want iron blocks. I want quartz blocks. Two out diagonally. 1, 2. And then all the way. Well, maybe I don't need to go all the way to the back. Ah, it's not a big deal. I've always, if anyone wants to know, it goes duck, duck, grey duck. Huh? I thought it was duck, duck, goose. Now I'm confused. And well, there's nothing new. Oh. Wrong. Oh, it's that one. Don't need that one. That goes back from there. I think I have a total of £5.60 into pounds. You don't ever have to cheer. It's never expected for people to cheer. It's nice when people do, but it's never expected, that's for sure. I'm playing because I enjoy playing, and it's good fun to hang out with people. I had bits, then Zach happened. I didn't ask you. Stop making me feel guilty. You make me feel bad. Now you should feel bad about that. You probably don't, but you should. Excuse me? So building these sort of farms are very simple. You don't have to think a lot about doing it because you're basically just repeating the pattern. The only difficulty here is that I want some of it made out of quartz so it doesn't look ugly from down below. But the actual building, very straightforward and just repetitive. Just takes a few resources. Hello. Ouch, my face. I had bits, then sacrifice. Sniff, sniff. Zach stole my sniff, sniff. Mob farm works. Ouch. Glad that wasn't a creeper. That could have been so much worse. Must have spawned on this layer as well, because you can't get up otherwise. Or I should do this. Yeah, I've just stopped things spawning. Account got hacked and deleted. Ooh. Not good. Wow, that looks painful. One in my, all three in my arm. Is that one in my butt? No, that's my arm. Hand. Right. Slap. He didn't even finish reading my message. I thought I did. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm not going to reread all your messages to work out which one I might have missed something on. Because that's too much commitment, even for me. Torches. Right, we're going to need a lot of stone, aren't we? Zacthedragon is affirmative. Huh? How can I be affirmative? Whee! I know where I can get some stone. I know where I can get a lot of stone. Should be a shulker down here. Maybe 2 shulkers. I don't need 2. Oh. We'll take that one. Very thundery. Thundery? Going back to the channel points thing, so we have the flex, which is the 1,000, the big flex, which is 9,000 channel points. That's a big, big flex. And the scary night. There was one other one that I was thinking about adding, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I said, sniff, sniff, Zach stole my bits. Is that more of a full reading for you? Is that better? Don't make me do that. That was quite embarrassing, even by my standards. Right, here we go. The eagle has landed. Or words like that. Stone brick. Yes. What the hell did you just act out? I just read Gorilla's message with the tone that it was implied with. This building is going to be quite tall. I suppose once we've worked out how many layers it's got currently, or can fit currently, we can then decide if we want to go any taller. Torches? Not torches. Let's use lanterns. Dump, dump, dump. Right. And fill these in. Oh dear, not this again. Barry. I still don't understand it. Seen it many times, none the wiser. Yes, Creeper Eggman. I still don't know what that means. Oh. I suppose when you look at this, it's a very odd build to see such a mix of stone, brick and quartz. It's not very pretty. But doesn't need to be. Oh. Then we have this just going out to here, I think. Yeah, that squares off at that point, so oops. Like that. And we just need to fill this in with quartz slabs, and we'll leave that one missing until I don't need that ladder anymore. Oh dear. I'd prefer not to have votes like that because it's not going to go well for me. Oh. Actually looks pretty solid as a start. And I need more slabs. There's one. Stone brick. And stone brick slabs. Yeah. Big nay. Gorilla dude! I thought we had something special. I thought you and me had an understanding. Wait, what's... Oh, it's a Garchomp. You really know how to make a man's weekend. Just tell him he's not very good. Oh. I thought you liked me. Wow. There was I think there's a standard emote only thing, but I thought it was channel emotes only. Oh, it could do, I suppose. Right, let's work out this platform. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. Yeah. 7, then 4. Oops, then 7 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Suppose. But you could have just been laughing at enjoying breaking my heart. The other thing that I was thinking of adding was a cat pic button. So redeemable once per stream, and just means I have to take a picture of my cat and post it on Twitter. No words next to it, just picture of the cat. That needs a stretch stand for 5 minutes while playing. Bit difficult. I mean, I will demonstrate how it's easy now because I have a fantastic boom arm now, which I love. It means I can stand up and I'm just move the microphone. It's straight in front of my face. Problem is, I can't reach the keyboard from standing here, and the screen's at a funny angle, so I can stand here and talk. And just struggle to reach the mouse. There we go. So standing up's alright. I can even move around, stretch. Ow! Click my bones, and then sit back down. But I can't play whilst doing it. Also, I'm following your Twitter. I noticed you put a message in. I saw it. I'd definitely be saving up for that one if you had it. What, the cat picture one? I do have it. Hang on a moment. If I think I can enable it now. That should be enabled now. I don't think it updates straight away. I think you might have to refresh the page for it to update. But it's now activated. Okay, so you see it now. Did you have to refresh the page for it to be able to see it, or did it come straight up? I have to ask, otherwise I'll never learn these things. Yep. No, it came up by itself. Oh, awesome. Well, I'm not really into Twitter. My account exists though. Yeah, I quite like the idea of Twitter, but I have to make an effort to use it because it does have a lot of benefit in being able to reach out to people and network. I think I am too. Good, because it's I've got the Twitter so I can announce things in advance. Like I think about an hour before I started streaming, I realised what time I'd be streaming, and I tweeted it out just so I'll be streaming in an hour's time, just so people got advanced warning. You need a cat pic for the logo thing. I put a cat picture. It's a Minecraft picture. It kind of fits in with the theme of all my other channel point redemptions because they're all, I think they're all Minecraft things. I've got the big flex, which is the diamond block, little flex, which is the diamond, Scary Night is the moon. It took me ages to make that because I couldn't find the artwork for it, so I had to go from a screenshot and just make the pixel art. Which someone will probably tell me, oh, it's here. And I go, oh, well, I could have used that. I say ages, probably 5 minutes. I don't have Twitter notifications on. I see you're going to stream in Discord. Okay. Yeah, well, different people use different things, so it's important to try and, for me, to try and use the different methods so that I catch the most people. Same as when I'm posting a video. I'm currently posting it on several different Discords. Just go, look, new video, in the hope that people come, and those that watch and subscribe tend to get them in their feed, so it's not so necessary for them. It's more to reach new people and to hopefully grow, which I'd like to do this year. I mean, I had more success last year than I was ever expecting. At the start of the year, I think I had like 30 subscribers at the start of 2019, and so my big goal for 2019 was to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I hit 260, I think, before the end of the year. I was definitely over 250. I was your first viewer yesterday. Wow, you're on it. Oh, maybe I should grab more than 2 stacks at a time. Right. 2020 goal. 1k. I don't know. 1k sounds quite extreme, and the problem is that there's some things that you have. Hey Shay, nice of you to join us. Oops. Damn haste. There's some things that you can control and other things you can't. Now, my goal for last year was the 100 subscribers because that was realistic and possible, and I can kind of make an effort to do that. But the main goal was just to output a video every week. So every Friday there was a video, come rain, come shine. Which I managed to do for every Friday. I think the total for the year was about 80. So there was a good number of weeks where I had 2 per week. Let's get Zach to 500. Oh, that would be amazing. At the moment, I'm just happy every time someone chooses to find time and watch a video. Whether they're already subscribed or a new subscriber, it's all amazing. You're at 350. I'm not at 350. Like 283, I think. That's what it was when I checked this morning. Because while I was waiting for my bath to run, I was just checking to see if I had any comments overnight. Often I wake up with a couple comments on a video from the night before. Because while I'm in the UK, there's a good number of people in the US that will watch it when they get home, which is normally around my bedtime. Zacthedragon is seriously underrated. Thank you. Oop. I'm glad you think so. There's so many people out there making content that I never expect to have any success with it. It's nice that people choose to watch it, and I enjoy making the content. If I can keep consistent and get a similar number of views each video, then that's the big thing. 380, I forgot. Yeah, slight difference between 350 and 280. But yeah, 500 is probably reasonable to hope for if I remain consistent and do at least one a week. I'm doing 2 a week throughout January just because it's January. And that's my thing for January. the way I see it is that there's so many successful YouTubers that have got their 1,000 subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and make a living out of it, and they get a significant reduction in income during January, so they choose to have their month off at the start of the year, because, well, when's the best time to not, to take a break? Which, when you're not earning anything or not earning much. And while people like Exuma are doing very few videos, it makes sense that people might have more time to try something new. So it's been my focus to do two per week throughout January. Short-term memory loss. It's alright, don't get upset about it. Zacthedragon makes content more in the worst months. It's not worst months, it's just that if you're monetized, there's less incentive to make content in January. I'm not monetized. I'm a long way from being monetized, and it would be nice to be monetized on YouTube. Not that I'd plan on having a lot of ads, but there are banner ads that show alongside videos, and if I got a small kickback from that, that'd be amazing. It's not going to make me rich, especially with the number of subscribers I have. However, if there's content on the platform that people are watching, I think it's reasonable that YouTube actually gives something back to small creators. The problem is that when you have a low threshold with number of hours watched and number of subscribers, then there's so many channels that need moderating, because you don't want an ad showing next to something that's provocative or causes issues. I would watch real ads. Yeah, well, it's more of a... I don't think I'd be particularly keen on putting ads on my videos, because I'm trying to grow and my main focus is not to put people off. Well, if I don't want to put people off, ads would potentially do that, so let's not do that yet. And if I did have ads, it would be ideally at the end of videos, not at the start. So people can watch it. If they've still got it open at the end, it has an ad, then great. I usually watch YouTube on Brave because ads. I'm assuming Brave disables the ads. And I'd watch you on YouTube app if you got monetized. 10 ads per 11 minutes. That sounds lovely. 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 stone brick. 1, 2, 3, 4 stone brick. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, try there. It's particularly strange when you think about how on YouTube I've been making videos for a fair while. It's got a reasonable amount of watch time on some of my videos, and I've earned nothing, not even a fraction of a penny. Whereas on Twitch I've earned something from ads already. It's not a lot, but it's just weird to think that a platform that you've got more views and generated more revenue for the platform, you got nothing, and the one that you have hardly used, you've gained something from. Let me just switch over my account so I can see what I'm looking at. Just working out where you can see from the front in regards to blocks. Where's my... Oh, stonemason. Not stonemason. Stone cutter. Hello, cat. She's sitting on my desk. Well, she's just climbed off the windowsill and walked over. Okay. And I've just realised I've left the door mostly closed. I'm not sure if she can quite hook it open. I'm watching. Nope, I'll go open it for her. One moment. There, much better. Like, why am I getting... I have no idea. Right. Quartz. Oh, I have a couple more than that. You have an interesting cat. My cat eats, sleeps, and poops, and that's it. So, I think that's basically what mine does as well. But she chooses to sleep on the windowsill near me. And so her side is basically within an arm's reach of me. When she decides to get up, right, well, goes there. That'd be the height of it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, fourth block. Probably doesn't have to be quartz there though. Let me just move over and work out how far back it is. Right, that's actually where the quartz needs to start. Yeah, so while she gets down, she'll walk past me and just greet me a little bit and see if I want to say hello. I say hello and she, hello. I like this attention. And then she'll jump down and walk off. She's gone downstairs. Probably to check out on her bowl, or as you say, to poop. That's why you forget. For intentionally settings you are on your Google account, but that's actually not that bad an idea. Google account you set to be 7-year-old, and then you don't get targeted ads. In theory, yeah, I'd never thought of that. That goes there. Now I'm pretty sure. Oh, you can see 1 block wider than that. Me that one. Oh, and that one. Bum. And quartz. Oh. That'd be enough for now. Yeah, I've never I didn't really understand how the copper thing became an issue. It annoyed me. Because it shouldn't have been an issue, because the rules of YouTube are straightforward in that if you're under 13, you shouldn't be watching it. If you're under 13, that's what the YouTube Kids app is for. And YouTube Kids app, you can actually set what kind of things you're happy with your kids watching on it. That's great, and what parents should be using, not YouTube. But the issue came down to YouTube publicising how proud they were about under 13-year-olds watching their content on YouTube, which of course is a big issue, because then they know that people are too young and watching it. They shot themselves in the foot. Oh, that doesn't want to be there, does it? It became an issue because YouTube knew. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But they shouldn't have said that. And they caused the issue, and then of course now loads of content creators go, but I don't know what I'm liable for. I was like, well, you shouldn't be liable for anything if YouTube had just said, actually, no, we don't want under 13s on it. You can imagine an adult site being told off because kids are looking at their content. Like, well, what do you want us to do about it? We have rules that you're not, if you're under a certain age, you shouldn't be looking at this stuff. How much more control can we have on it than that? Now, I'm pretty sure that for those sort of adult sites, they track what people look at in the same way as Google does. But they'll never get told off by the FTC for it. FTC? Whatever it is. Because they said, well, we're not targeting those kind of people. Oh yeah, those people might be looking, but it's not because of us trying to get them to look. Right, what am I? Yeah, better. I had the wrong chat window open. That's much clearer for me. Does only give us 4 layers though, because I'm another ceiling in there. I'm going to struggle with redstone above that point. It's looking alright. Obviously, I'll need to sort out the channels of water, but I can do that afterwards. I think they were channels deliberately targeting young children and trying to make money off of that, like Toy Box. But there's nothing against them making content like that. And as a channel that makes content, the idea is that you make it, if it's suitable for kids, great, and you can then apply for YouTube to place it on the YouTube Kids app if they vet it and check that they're happy with it. And it's not the content creator that's tracking the behavior of people from those pages and where they're going next, etc. It is YouTube. Oh. Do you buy from Amazon? There's a link. If you buy from Amazon at any point, click on the link and then it should, in theory, give me a kickback next time. In theory. I've only just set it up. Oh. Wow, I should have planned more torches with me. Oh, hello, Mog. She's back and sitting on my desk. Hello. Sorry, you have to give me a moment from. Look at my pretty face while I strip cat. Hello. Oh, you like that. She's having a scratch underneath her chin. Hello. Come. Oh. Okay. Thought she was about to sneeze. Is that an affiliate link? That means you can see what gets bought, but not who bought it. I believe so. Although they used to do a thing where you only saw what was bought if you earned more than the set amount. But yeah, it's a percentage kickback. It's not a huge amount, but it adds up. It's like it depends on which category. So some things you get a greater percent than others. Sorry. I spent $20 on Amazon, but forgot. Like if I were to turn off target ads, then it would look weight loss. I'd start getting diabetes tests. You shouldn't do in theory, but it's one of those really odd areas because they will want to track you for some behavior. Like a cookie shows how you navigate around a site. It just gives you a random key string, an identifier, and then each page you load, it says, wait, who are you? And you go, oh, I'm subject AB7. And it goes, okay, subject AB7 looked at this page, then looked at that page. So you can tell how you crawled around their website, which is useful when you're building websites and developing things. So, for example, if you run, let's say, a plumbing company and you have a lot of people looking around your website, if people aren't calling you up, the cookies enable you to see how people walk around the website. You could find that a lot of people are looking at the homepage going, oh, I like that, and then they'll click on, portfolio and then not call you. So they don't go to the contact us page. So you can see how people behave and go, okay, maybe they're dropping off because of the portfolio being bad. I remember seeing a YouTuber do a video of all the interesting things brought through their affiliate link. It was quite funny. Linus Tech Tips do that occasionally. 2, 4, 6, 7. But as I say, I don't know at what point that's unlocked. I don't know if you get all of them straight away or whether it's limited. I thought you didn't have a PC yet, Gorilla Dude. I mainly just go to buy PC parts. It was you that said you didn't have a computer at the moment. I'm sure it was. Since then I started using DuckDuckGo, which automatically deletes cookies. DuckDuckGo's good. I like it. I tend to just use Google because I personally don't mind them tracking me for the benefits that it gives. It's a trade. I'm happy with them doing certain things, and what I get out of it is worth it for me. Linus Tech Tips fan, I see. Maybe. I do watch the video. In fact, I was watching the WAN show this morning, which is quite common for me to watch the WAN show on a Saturday morning, especially when I'm not working. It's because they broadcast late Friday night for me, and I'm normally out on Friday night. And then when I get home, I don't normally want to watch the show live. I'll prefer to watch it in the morning. So it tends to be playing on my phone while I'm soaking in the bath. I need to just quickly check that I don't need to go any further around with these bits. No, the quartz is fine as it is, so we can do stone brick from here back. Interesting. I haven't watched all of it yet. They were talking about the Windows 10 bugs or security issues that the NSA revealed, which is very unlike the NSA to reveal things like that. Normally they just utilize flaws like that and they go, oh, we can spy on people, because that's what the NSA does. And they were mostly, from what I was watching, they were mostly complaining about Windows and how things are not very well laid out. I agree with what Linus was saying, which is basically that for a work computer where you often have to get into settings to change things, it's a pain because everything's buried to try and be simpler, but then makes it more complicated if you know what you're doing. Like to change your output device for some things is 3 clicks, whereas it used to be 2. It's like, but why? Because they show the simple settings first. Gorilla Dude redeemed cat pick. Hang on a minute. Do I do that now or wait until after the stream? My cat is sitting in the corner. I might just turn my lights on and take a quick picture. Give me one moment. Build your own gives you better value. Give me one moment. I'll read those messages in a sec. Hello. Meow. Okay. Hello. Can't get a decent photo, but I now have a cat rubbing around my ankles. So I have attracted her. Hello. Right, let me catch up with chat. So, where were we going? I mainly just used them by PC parts. Yeah, I got that bit. Buy some case fans. Ooh. Noctua or Arctic cooling? I forget what. Arctic. They're the ones I tend to go for. Well, you also talked about video. Yep. Right. Now I have a cat rubbing up against my microphone. Mic goes up. Oh, we have someone new in chat. Gabe. Gabe equals? Just going to call you Gabe. It's easier for me. Wow, hype for the cat. Yeah, I'll get that. Right. The PCI have cost $500 pre-built and not pre-built. It would cost $750. Sometimes you can get pre-built deals where it's made and then they need to get rid of the excess stock. I've built most of mine personally. I now have a picture of my cat, which I will post on Twitter in a moment. And it can often be the other way around where it's cheaper, but you can get pre-built deals. And because they're buying all the parts together, there is a saving in that they're not having to have everything shipped individually and one item at a time. At least I can add RAM without paying $100 for service to do it for me. Oh, okay. I hadn't noticed. I'm too innocent. And you know that thing about how cats like to sit in between you and the keyboard? Yeah. That's what she's doing right now. So I'm just opening up my Twitter account and posting a picture. No words, just the picture. As agreed. There we go. And now I can just about reach my WASD key around the cat. Good girl. Right. Back to building. I'm sure she appreciates that I stopped. She's now looking at me like, oh, weren't you stroking me? I was. But I've got other things to do as well. World doesn't revolve around you, Missy. She's a nice cat. I've only had her for a short time. But you know that because I mentioned her in a video. Yeah. That works quite nicely. Yes, hello cat. Did I put my shulker full of... Yeah. I now know what your hand looks like. And you know what my cat looks like, who is very happy standing on my desk rubbing up against my chest. I think she's claiming me now. I gave her too much attention when normally when I'm sitting at the screen. She goes, he's busy, I'll leave him alone. Right. Oh. I assumed Truckpipe was already lurking. But he's also very busy because he's working. Hello. Yeah, this cat is quite... She leans up against you quite firmly. I'm surprised. Yep, that was my microphone you just knocked. I'm surprised she doesn't cause more damage. She also has a wet nose. She'd claim me as her son. I think it's more of a, I want attention. Could you pay me some attention, please? And so I have a wet nose occasionally poking the inside of my elbow. Just nudging me going, I'm here. I'm still here. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. I do need to grab some more torches. We have emeralds. Best way to get down this way. So I can't hear you over the sick beat of Dawn to Life, the next chapter OST, original soundtrack. I'm going to screenshot that and look that up later. Apparently, I wasn't following you on Twitter. Oh, Zaphod. Now I'm kind of curious what people are going to respond to that, especially as I haven't put any note with it. Oh, I'm now followed by this amazing YouTuber. Zaphod. Huh. Someone, you actually put your name on Twitter as someone named Barry. Well, that in-joke works quite well. I particularly enjoy that, just because I can imagine so many people going, who's Barry? Now, with regards to these columns up here, I think it makes more sense to have a block at the top, like that, and then concrete behind that. Let's go. Red concrete is also very dark. It's kind of amazing to think that some random people around the world are discovering you and liking your content enough to subscribe. Yep. Okay. I was really confused by Gorilla Dude's How Dare You. I was trying to work out what that was relating to. I'm assuming it was to Zaphod. Hello. Please don't do that. You nearly headbutted my microphone. And it's balanced such that if she headbutts it, it kind of pokes me in the face. But without my new boom arm, this wouldn't be possible, because it used to sit on the desk. It now sits floating in the air in front of my face. In real life, I'm like 1.8 meters and 54 kilos. I know what kilos are, which surprises me. Girl. Boom arms are great. Yes. Do you have one? I only recently got mine, and I'm loving it. I didn't realise how much I wanted one until watching another streamer, Tap Twice, who's a member of the Lyfcraft server, and she has one, and she just kind of ushers it away, and it just kind of glides to the side, and then she taps it back and it slides back into place, and it's at the right height, in the right position, right in front of her. I'm thinking, that looks so swish and smooth, being able to do that. I want that. I need that. And then on top of that, it's also particularly nice because the way I had it before, the mic was sitting on the side in front of me, and of course that can be a problem when you're trying to type. It's not an issue for Minecraft particularly, but then when you want to type a message in, you suddenly go, I can't reach that key because there's a mic in the way. Especially when you're trying to type with your left hand whilst using your mouse. The reason I don't go into voice chats is because every mic I got is horrible to listen to. I know, I paraphrased. Some things that I don't like saying out loud. That'd be one of them. My mic didn't come with a stand, so I got a boom arm when I got it. Ooh, nice. Yeah, so when I saw how awesome it was, I went, I really want one, and if I want one, I'd rather invest in a good one, and then I know that it's going to last. One moment. My cat's calling for something, so I'm just going to put the pull screen up, and I'm going to go see if she needs something to eat. Don't panic! I have paused the stream. Right, and I'm kind of back. The cat, I put some food down for her, she checked it out and then came back upstairs, and she's now back on my windowsill. So I don't know what she was meowing for, but okay, she's got options now. The reason I don't... Yep, seriously, I need better... But there are some really good cheap mics now. Fox, who streams from 240p and Zacthedragon, recently bought an entire streamer kit which had mic, pop filter, boom arm, an XLR input device thing. It's like $30. And it sounds decent. Sorry I can't watch you over the sick beat of my internet constantly crashing. You need a card for your cat. A card for my cat? What do you mean, huh? Oh! You mean a pause card to say, I'm dealing with cat. Ooh. Zombie grown. Back to Minecraft. I'm still alive. We're okay. Right. Quartz. Concrete. Quartz up there, and we break one block like that. Yeah. A ports card, yeah. I gotcha. It clicked in my head after I asked the question. I went, okay. I'm not sure whether we should leave these open or have something in here. So in the green wing, we've got glass there. We could do the same here, but whether it'd be best with clear glass or stained glass, I don't know. Stained glass? Coloured glass? Whatever it's called. Stained glass plates. Yeah. Oh. We're also short on concrete. Now, well, that gives an impression of what I was after doing. But what I will do is find that I have no torches, but I have a lantern. Can go there. Also remember I opened an app that had a thing you needed fingerprint. I did it and I almost had to pay $100 to a random app. Ooh, yeah, be careful of that. That kind of works. Yeah, well there's a lot of one-touch purchase options on phones that worry me. It's just the idea of accidentally doing it or not thinking it through, or you unlock your phone and someone else purchasing this. Before there was Face ID and Touch ID to confirm payment, there used to just be a when phone is unlocked, you just can do one touch purchase, which is worrying if you think about anyone borrowing your phone if it's already unlocked. Of course, it could get very expensive. I'm thinking mostly if you've got kids. But you have to double click first, then use Face ID. Yeah, there are settings for some phones to disable that or make it simpler, which I wouldn't want to do. Lanterns, please. Now, we need to unlock some of these a bit further. Ooh. Right. Thank you. Yeah, we can go up this way. I have a Motorola phone. I don't like Face ID. Yeah, my phone has the Face ID option. Hello. I should have checked before I glid in. Oh, wait. Mob farm works. This is... Oh, never mind. The bits should be collected down there anyway. Ah, that's why. I left a corner dark. 1.8k. What are you planning on doing with those points? I've already got enough to flex. You see, I've dropped a few things in here and I've got a clock running because of it. And maybe I should have emptied my pockets first. And now I have 2 clocks going. Just turn that one off and I can do the same with this one just by taking it from subtract mode to compare mode. Whatever the other name is. I'm assuming I can get back up this way. Yeah. Sort of. My phone only cost me $250 and it works the same as $900, if not better. Depends what you want to do. And I think there are a lot of people that just go for the most expensive phone because it's better and does things. But then if you look at most people's use cases, they don't actually utilize those features that they're paying for. So my phone is like a 4-year-old phone. Still works well, battery lasts, runs all the apps that I want it to run. There's no benefit in it for me to upgrade, so I'll stick with this. Although when I bought it, it was kind of a fairly high spec phone. It's no longer high spec, and to replace it would be cheaper than... Don't like Enderman. Also, you might want to consider soul sand with withered roses at the bottom to accommodate for mobs with feather falling and witches. I don't think you can place wither roses on soul sand. Phones can only improve so much anymore. It depends on what you're wishing to do with it. There are phones with powerful enough processors in them that you can, do video editing on your phone. Well, yeah, but if you're not, if you don't want to do that, it's not necessarily worth buying one that's that powerful. The only thing that my phone is a little bit lower spec than I might like is a camera, but I hardly take any photos. You can, that's That's what at the bottom of my mob farm. Okay. I didn't think it worked on soul sand because soul sand is not a full block. I thought that was changed back and forth. Most new phones, they just slap another camera on it. Yeah. Mine is the cameras have definitely got better, but there is degrees of what's good enough. And for most of what I'm doing, it's good enough. Especially as if I look at my phone, I've probably taken 3-4 photos this year. So I'm hardly a power user of. I need that. That's perfect. String. Ta-da! Stinky flesh. Oh, my phone has two the same as the cameras, and I don't think you ever get two phones that are the same. Similar, comparable maybe, but saying the same, it's rather subjective. And to say if you've got two cameras, that's the same as any other phone with two cameras, it's not. Because there are better cameras and worse cameras, but it's also how they deal with them, deal with the photos. Was this Bones? Bones. So Google for the longest time only had one camera, and that was really good quality. Yeah, I would agree. It's probably not the same, different, and maybe even preferable. I don't know if any of you watched MKBHD's photo quality roundup video, where he took pretty much the same photo on, I think, 16 different phones and ran them on Twitter and see which ones people like. And oddly enough, the one that was most popular was one of the cheapest phones, the Poco phone. Shut that because zombies probably spawn come out. The Poco phone F1, which is a really cheap phone, but the thing people liked about it was the vividness of colours, even though they weren't necessarily colour accurate. Oh, okay, I'll take. This farm works. Wow. One day I might turn that into a fully fledged creeper farm. The initial intention was to build multiple modules. I built 2. I was planning on 6 or 8. Yeah, the quality of photos depends on what you're looking for, and different people's eyes are tuned to different things. You get realism in some phones, and then other ones are oversaturated, but that's also a look that some people enjoy. I probably would be wise to hook up the creeper farm to these silos as well at some point. There is already a rocket shop, and there's no real, and that's Bearded Dragons, and his gunpowder farm is as good as mine, and he's not struggling to supply his shop. So there's nothing I could do that would be better. I'd just be selling the same thing as what he's selling. It's not of particular interest to me. And the only other stuff I can think of to use gunpowder for, apart from potions, but you don't use many for that, TNT. I don't have a lot of sand. And I don't want to farm it. And there is options on the server where some people, JT and Bex have a sand and gravel duper for massive amounts of concrete. Because if you're building things in any kind of scale and you need a lot of sand and concrete, it's just a grind to gather some resources, and is it worth the grind for the content? So they've opted to use duping via a portal for that, which I think they've done a video on. I'm pretty sure it's featured in videos. But it's not my sort of thing. Doesn't interest me. So I don't particularly enjoy I don't enjoy the idea of duping stuff. There's some stuff I would consider, like dragon eggs. I can kind of get on board with duping dragon eggs because they have a use and you only get one of them, and there's some things you kind of need multiple for. Undercut his price. I could do, but then we're just pricing each other out. What's the point? We have a marketplace on the server. There are other things that I can sell. I don't need to compete. I don't know how I managed to keep my phone in shape. I kept that phone until the battery broke. It still works to this day. Kinda. Does Dragon Egg still have a use? Breaking bedrock? I assume it's still break blocks with dropping dragon eggs. There are other things to do with it, or it's they can be used for aesthetic things. They make really good lanterns. Meow. It's a little bit like Samira. I'm going to empty up my pockets and start working on item transportation. I thought the Dragon Egg bedrock breaking was patched out. I don't think it was. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it still works. There's other ways that people tend to do, which is the headless piston, which I haven't done. I wouldn't mind trying it at some point, just curiosity, but there's not a huge rush for it. Let's just unload everything and then use the sorter as it's supposed to be used. Those I want, those I don't. Yeah, I'll just throw this polish down the side. Up. Yeah. Oh, and lanterns. It's the Brit. Yes, I'm the Brit. There's only one of me. Well, there's only one of us Brits online. Nice of you to make it, Alexis. I want some glass. Only one. Hang on. There we go. Got your shout out. And I'll read it for you, just so you can hear my amazingly lovely voice. Oh, and you were ready with a typo command. You've been well trained. Right, Alexis is an amazing streamer. She primarily plays Minecraft and Cracker, although lots of Crunker lately, not so much Minecraft. You should check out her and follow her as you see for yourself how amazing she is. Yep, that sounds about right. I had a bucket of water somewhere. No more. I know my... Yeah, alright, language. Family friendly, please. Rule breaker. There are other commands that she doesn't know, though. I'll get to those later. She got a warning, as are you getting one. Keep it family friendly, please. Yes, special. How was your stream yesterday, by the way, Alexis? Hello, cat. She's bored of sitting on the windowsill and jumped back down again. I don't know why I feel the urge to say special in a very special way. Oh, I know, I need kelp. What sound does my command play then? I know what yours plays. After the break or before? There was a break? I didn't know. I was mostly lurking because I was working. Lurking and working. Whee! Long tunnel. What? And Does after the break or before mean that it was a terrible stream up to a certain point? Just fill these fires. And while I'm at it, I'll have another chunk of that. There was a break. I was follow botted with 900 people. What? That sucks. And now I know that people watching will think that sounds amazing, getting 900 followers. The problem is that if Twitch or Mixer, whichever platform you're streaming with, thinks that you might have paid for those follows, then you can get in trouble. And as well as that, all of your notifications start going off. So you end up with 900 follow notifications. Good. I was going to say it's best to call them and make sure they're aware of the situation. Red Wing. Even if they just go, okay. You can, if anything ever happens later on, you can point to that message and go, look, I told you about it. Wrong door. We'll go through this one. Yeah. I want to go... I will need to use some ice at some point, but we'll deal with that later. And I need some scaffolding blocks. And yes, I know scaffolding is actually a block now that I still don't carry. Stone brick, that'll do. So I have the items shooting up to there and then going along a trench. So what we're going to do is just pillar up like this. Now that should cover all of the area you can see from the front. That'll be like that. And then it'll be a turn right if I can. I'm assuming I can at that point. The only reason I wouldn't be able to at that point is if the water stream's slightly off, but then I can still fix it. It's fine. I'm assuming while it was going on, you just turned off your alert box. Is that right? Yeah. It goes this way. So that goes there. There's a trick with scaffolding. Instead of dropping them to the ground every 7 blocks, a sand block, and build off of that. Yeah. No, Alt F4. Okay. Well, that effectively does the same thing. Excuse me. There we go. Ghost block. I found a bunch of cooked chicken in a chest at my base. I'm eating that. I'm running too low on emeralds to buy golden carrots. Ah. See, when you master how to trade with villagers like I've done. Did the glass start further back on this one? No, just 1 block. Nope, that didn't work. Because... oh. Never mind. I'm going to run the item stream over to this point. Oops, too far.
Go crazy! Ah, go stupid! Ah, go crazy!
Hello, games! You guys, every time. So that will reach to that point, and then the other one will carry across there. That makes perfect sense. Yep, always gets me to jump. Welcome to the stream. Ooh. And you just got gamed redeeming a flex. The rich guy showing off how many channel points he's got, throwing just 1,000 just to show off that he can. It does help me jump if I make these noises. It also sounds like I'm on the throne. I'm automatically making pumpkin pie at my base, but chicken is better. Ah, golden carrots is even better still. So why did I use glass as scaffolding? Weird choice. Aw, Gamed. You're amazing. Thank you very much for the subscription. A little bit confused by why my subscription alert looks a bit odd, but I can fix that later. The notification came up, that's the important thing. And you told me what? I told you? Wait. You didn't show my villager in the video. No, but they all get featured at various points, so I haven't made an effort to show it yet, although that doesn't mean it's not shown in a video I've already recorded. You said I wouldn't resub. I don't remember saying you wouldn't. Maybe I said you shouldn't. Right. If we go up this ladder, we can then place that water in. Yep. So we're going to lose a block. Place it there first. That's okay. Place it there first. It will then flow backwards. And then we remove this block. It will flow downwards. And we need to put in loads of kelp. Join a growing community of awesome people. It's not that I don't want, because it's always nice and it helps to justify what I'm doing, especially when I put in money to make the stream better and put the time in. But I do enjoy it anyway, regardless of if people offer any money. The fact that people do is just a really nice way to support, and means that I can purchase things and not look like a moron that just spends stupid money on making video quality better for people. Me and Mineblock 97 are collecting massive amounts of obsidian for a ridiculous gold farm. We are compacting it to enderchests. We have 1.5 shulkers of enderchests so far. What? That's a lot. 1.5 shulkers of enderchests. How does that make a gold farm? Send me screenshots. I'm curious what you're doing now. Also, that doesn't need to be quartz block. That could be regular block. And that can be quartz block. Hey, I saved myself a block of quartz. Because you know how much I hate using quartz. Let's have one of those willows. So, block of stone, water, and then we break the stone and head down here. Don't you have enough mob farms, Zach? I haven't got a generic mob farm. Sometimes it's nice to have one of each so that you can turn it on if you want to. Plus, it's a design that I was improving on for other people. And when you start thinking about mob farm designs, it's fun and interesting to play around with it. I'm going to make a zero-tick gold farm. A zero-tick gold farm. Again, confused and curious how that works. We're also making an obsidian farm. How do you make an obsidian farm? I have heard of obsidian farms being referred to before. Exuma referred to it, but I never saw what he was doing or how he was doing. Oh, I could. There. I'm in the water, mostly so I can pick up my kelp. So it does go to that point. If I... Oh, I need the signs back. It would be a sign on there and a new source block here. It should work quite nicely, actually. Overworld spawning pigmen in portals. That's not... I seem to remember someone said that that causes quite a lot of lag for servers. If you relight then unlight a portal, zombie pigmen will spawn, so you just repeat that at a 0 tick speed. Ooh. Really? By generating portals and withers destroying them. Oh. I always forget that withers can break obsidian. Again, send me a link to someone that's done that, because that would be interesting for me, and it's something that I might want to experiment with at some point. So both the 0 tick pigman farm and the obsidian farm. What did I want? I wanted signs. I put them in the... This is how I spend most of my day. It's travelling backwards and forwards between different areas of my base. I don't know if it works on Java. Okay. I will try and remember to search for it. Look up AFK Obsidian Farm 1.14 Il Mango. Okay. That sounds interesting. I could just ask Il Mango. He and I, you know, we're bestest buds. I've spoken to him once. Still counts. It counts for something, alright? We want... Ice baby. Sorry. If you could, that'd be incredible, because then I know which one you're looking at, because it's... As with all YouTube searches, if someone says, oh, look for this, you type it in, you might get a different result to them, and it might not be the same video, and yada yada yada. Signs. I wanted signs. So yeah, if you could send me the link, that'd be appreciated, but and if you don't mind. And I like that Game redeemed a highlighted message for 250 channel points, just because it's a highlighted message. Who doesn't enjoy doing that? Quick way through. And scaffolding blocks, sort of. Oh, to perfection. So it'd be sign goes there. Nope. I don't know why. I feel the urge to do. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. That sign needs to be over here. Oops. Subscribers. Amazing. There you go. No one's going to see that. At least not in a video. Pop that there. It's there, and we need a bucket. Yeah, that actually worked. Pick up all my bits. Of course, that one could be replaced there. It doesn't have to be near the end. Get rid of that. Sign. Thank you. I'll message you the link if you want, so I'm assuming that's on Discord. It is. Thank you very much. Oh. I just saw Shay's screenshot that he sent me, and his image quality is really questionable, and I'm assuming that's not for everyone. Otherwise, you all would have kicked up a fuss because that's terrible. Ooh, gold farm. 2400 XP per. SF. Oh! I think I have seen that before. Not the video, but I've seen that farm built somewhere. Someone stream on some server. Might have even been Zacthedragon. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh. Ice block. Then let's. What? I thought I had more glass than that. Did I? No. I have no idea why, but sometimes for no reason the stream just stops and I have to refresh the page. I have no idea either, I'm afraid. Again, that goes there. That goes there, and be a water bucket. We're going to leak out here, aren't we? Oops. I'll pick those up in a bit. I don't have the glass I need to finish this, so I'll do it later. Or I could do that. Like that. That carries it off to the side of the room, which is plenty, and I've just lost one bit of glass. It's not a big deal. Pick up my torches and put one down there. Poop internet. Maybe. Almost in time. Almost. But that's like... I almost saved the guy's life. He owes me a thank you. It almost isn't good enough sometimes. Yeah, so items will... Technically that will work. I might as well grab... Any chests over here? Mm-hmm. Go to chest up. Chest... Hoppers. That's what's missing from up there. Me hoppers. What's worse is if there was one in there, I'd be alright. So we need some soul sand to place at the bottom. Hoppers and the chests. Wow, we've been going 3.5 hours. That's a long stream for me so far. And a lot of time that you've put up with me, Zaphod. Because Zaphod was here right at the beginning, and Gorilla Dude was not far behind. Soul sand, chest, hop, 6 hoppers. How disappointing. No, alright, that's better. I have some in there. Yep. For 3 hours, 27 minutes and 7 seconds. Why have I... What? I'm pretty sure I can tell it not to bother with the seconds. I've been here for about 3 hours. Yeah, about 3 hours and 10 minutes, I'd say. Oops. Gotta get down there. Actually, let's do the... I would say sorting system, but you know what I mean. Have some box, please. Sleepy lady. Right, so chest. If I can reach some of that stone, would be amazing. Thank you. And hopper goes down. Oh. It's actually the exact length of the water anyway. I'll have that. Break this apart and we can go sort out the item elevators. Streaming, so keep your bad jokes to yourself. There we go. Yeah, that's the easiest way to get out. Onto subtract mode, actually. I haven't got space on here, have I, for soul sand? That's unfortunate. I mean, the items will still go up fast enough. Give me one moment, I've got a tapping going. One second. Back again. Sorry about that. The cat making fun noises. Now I'm hoping if I just place that there. Yeah, so they're shooting up. It's just not quite as fast as if there was soul sand underneath. This one I think has enough depth that I could do it. It definitely does. But then it's not even. Yeah, that'll do. See whether I can fly through that gap. Yep, that worked. Surprisingly. And yes, I'm aware there's an iron block in there. That's intentional. That is my beacon. The beacon didn't quite fit in the room. So to drop out one block of the tunnel. Up here now we should... Yep. Items flowing in. Wonderful. It's nice when things work. Pleased with that. That looks good. Hello, cat. Again. Right. Give me one moment. Let's just change my screens over so I can see what I'm doing. I suppose I could do that so you can look at my pretty face while I'm doing it. Just checking something online. Give me a moment. I was just thinking about doing a raid at the end, but yeah, there's not that many people online that I'm bothered about. You need a cat cam. The problem is the cat doesn't have a particular place she tends to stay anyway, and then I'd have to have a camera. And then there's the chance of that camera getting knocked and suddenly it reveals my face and then you get to see my disfigured face. I mean, my face. Possibly. It's maybe one day. But not anytime soon, that's for sure. Thank you all for coming out. You've been amazing company. Raid, I need points. You don't need points. You have plenty of points. Oh. Anyway, thank you all for coming. You've been amazing. And I've made progress whilst enjoying some amazing company. What more could I want? Especially for those that have joined for pretty much the entire stream. You are brave. Maybe stupid. Brave. We'll go with that. It sounds polite. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye now.